So in this video, I am going to replace the spark plugs on the 8th gen Toyota 4Runner. So first, what we gotta do is remove this air box here. So we're going to loosen this 10mm here clamp, and we can just remove this hose. You don't need to remove this clamp. We're gonna loosen this clamp and take this clip and this clip off, along with these which you pinch right here and push out. Same thing with, that's it. Normally you would probably have one here, but as you can see, it's already out. But this would go up here. Okay, so I've already loosened these up. And let's take these hoses out like that. What else? This hose here. Has an adapter there.
There's an adapter?
Yeah, like to step down those hole sides. Okay, take this clip off. I need to take this clip off. Okay, we pinch that. As you can see, this tool could be used for multiple things, not just taking off those rings.
Multi-purpose tool.
Okay. So now it should be able to come right out. I might just replace this with just a straight tube to make it easier. But that'll be a whole different video. Okay, so if you look here, this is weird because this side of the engine has coils with the wiring that connects to the coils along with these wirings, right? But the other side, if you look, it only has wires for the plugs. That's odd. I never seen one side of the engine with coil packs and the other side with not. So what I think those coil packs, I think these coil packs support both sides of the engine. Because if you look, the wire you got the wires that connects into the coil packs from the harness, and then the coil packs have wires that connect all the way to the other side of the motor. I've never seen that design before, which means if one of these coil packs goes bad, you're gonna have two cylinders that are gonna misfire, not just one. So first we're gonna do it one by one. So we'll start with this one here, and then there's a piece here that you push down in order to pull the wire out. I can't see that damn thing. Okay, now you might have to pull up. Yeah, you pull up on it. Yeah, see, you pull up on it and pull out to disconnect it. But we're gonna do this one by one. Put this somewhere that it's not dangling. Okay, next we take this screw off. It's also a 10mm. twist it and it comes right out. It smells. Ooh, smells like electric, like heated electric.
Ew.
Which I might have to order me some of these just in case because it smells like burnt electrical system. Ooh, it's just.
Ew, I can't even.
The smell is just so addicting.
So gross.
That burnt electrical smell. Oh my god, that should be a cologne.
You get demonetized. Is it demonetized?
You know, words flashing. Do not do this at home. Don't sniff your fucking burnt electrical system. Okay, so now I need to get an extension. I think all my long extensions are in my other bag.
Yeah.
But this should, yep, that should work. I might need to get my magnet, which I believe is also in that fucking bag. Yep.
Just like everything.
This is like my favorite ratchet ever. Okay. Now to get that sucker out without a magnet is impossible. So I'm gonna go get my magnet right quick and then we'll be back. Okay. So after bringing every bit of tool into the garage, it wasn't even in the bag, it was on the floor of the trunk. So I'm just grabbing this. So we got, see, it's a double one. And it looks.
What's double? Like the tips? Oh, I see.
It has a double prong, and this is fat.
So the ones you bought probably won't work.
No, they'll work. It says they looked it up. It's for the truck. But I would have rather have had the double prong one. But these are also, you know, the Denso brand, same as the coils Denso, and the ones I got are NGK. So. Let's go ahead. Set this aside. So, I mean, it's pretty thick. Well, we'll see how it works. GK is a good brand, so I don't think it'll have a problem. One long ass spark plug. Okay. So right when you feel it stop, I try to give it another half turn, or how do I say, 90-degree turn, so it's not exaggeratedly tight. Maybe a 180. Because that's 45 and 45, 90 degree.
Yeah, 90.
No, that was 90 and 90. It's 180, yeah. So we'll do a 180. Let's do 180 plus 45.
God.
I mean, it's not exaggerately tight, but it does have a crush washer, so you gotta make sure the crush washer crushes.
Does its job.
All right. Okay. Then we go put our coil back in. Give it a little twist to make sure it sits. Alright. Put a 10 mil back on. Doesn't have to be super tight. You don't want to strip it, just hand snug. And then we grab our wire, put this sucker back in. And that should be good. We're gonna do the same to these three. Once I'm done with these three, I'll get back on the video and show you how I'll get to the other side, because the other side, it looks like there's gonna be that furthest one over there that might be a little issue getting to. So I'll start the video back up.
Okay.
All right, so while in the process of taking the second coil out, I realized, or she realized, that I never plugged this back in. So remember to plug this back in. But I started the video again because I noticed it's easier to just disconnect this, take this out, and you don't even need to struggle taking this wire out. Just leave it connected and set this aside. If you want to set it aside, take it out, whatever, but really you don't even need to unplug that.
Good to know.
All right, I'll catch you guys on the other side. All right, so I'm gonna start with this last one over here, which is the hardest to get to. Which looks like this hose can get out of the way. You see it here? Hold on. All right. So this hose here move this hose out of the clip that's up here. Move that out of the way. And if you could see, the wire is right here where my finger is. So you're gonna see me working on it like that. So I'm gonna lift that wire up, if I could get to it. Okay, it's easy. You just grab on this part of the wire and this right here and just lift up. And I was able to.
Never recorded it
What?
when you put the light on.
Oh shit. I'll do it again. Well, now that we're recording, I initially moved this hose here out of the way, like that, and pulled it down so I can lift that up. And I just lifted it from underneath here, and there's like a little lip on the other end, and it pulled straight up. And now that it's out, it seems like putting the hose back here makes it easier to maneuver the wire around. You just turned it off? I heard it.
I didn't touch it.
So
Swear.
So why they hold it blue?
It did go off, but I didn't press nothing. My hand wasn't even on the screen. That's weird. I swear.
So I'm gonna take this time to advertise a new camera person position. If you're interested, leave a comment below.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, taking it off of the thing might help because getting it completely out of this tube is being a pain in the butt. Pull it straight up. And I'm not trying to break this dang wire, so let me disconnect this. And that roll on. Okay, oh yeah, see now I could get more slack. There we go. Boom, that's the trick. That's the trick.
And all the time slacking pays off. No, it would be mortified.
Okay, now let's see if we can get our wrench down here. Or ratchet. Or am I gonna need a longer one? I might need a longer one, so I'm gonna go get a longer extension. So I went and grabbed my snap-on extension. This is brought to you in no part by Snap-on Tools. So tag them and tell them to sponsor the little guy. Okay. Let's see if we can. Oh, this is gonna be. This is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because.
Angle.
Yeah. Let me see if I get this hose out of the way. I can get a better straight. Alright, let me see if I can grab the actual socket to remove spark plugs. I believe it's a little thinner. So I actually found my spark plug socket, which right here it's the 5/8 one. It has like a little rubber inside so that when you completely unscrew the spark plug, the rubber holds on to the spark plug and it pulls it out for you. So that way you don't need a magnet for it. Yep, and it goes in. Oh, let me get an extra extension. Get my extra snap-on extension for my snap-on tool extension kit. Huh? Yeah, I'm just saying. There we go. And it is coming out.
Look at that.
I'm expecting this one to be nasty as hell because nobody ever likes changing this. So like if you take it to a shop to do spark plugs or whatever, they always leave this one. They never replace this one. That's why I do everything myself. So that way I know everything is done right. Just keep that in mind. If you have one of these and you take it to a shop, they will more than likely not take this spark plug out. That's exactly what happened on my my other truck, my Trailblazer. The furthest spark plug in the back underneath the firewall was never changed out, and I could tell the other 5 were. I could tell the other 5 were changed out, and the back one never was. So this one, this one looks pretty much like the other ones, but it definitely needed to be changed. Yeah, it needed to be changed. So let's get our NGK spark plugs, which this video, in fact, is in no part sponsored by NGK. And I always use NGK spark plugs, so if you'd like to get a hold of NGK for me, you know, tell them your boy uses their spark plugs and only their spark plugs. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put this in to the little rubber and then guide it into the well. And again, screw this down until you feel it stop. Then you do a 180 and another 45. And that should be tight enough where it's not over tightened and it's not under tightened. So watch here. I'm gonna do my 90. And then 45. That's it. And it's good to go. And then now you can just maneuver this wire back onto or into its home. And if you want to take this time to replace the wires, you can. But at this time, I am not replacing these wires. And then push it in till you hear it click. And then back onto the rubber, back onto the rubber, back onto the rubber. Back onto the rubber. Over here. Give it its slack back to the coil. Like that. So rest of these are pretty easy to do. They're easy to get to. These two are easy to get to. Don't forget to put your intake back in the reverse fashion of when you took it off, and then you'll be done. So my next goal for this truck would either be replacing the spark plugs and all the intake hoses with aftermarket ones, or power washing the engine bay, or replacing this valve cover that's right here, because like I mentioned before, you take it to a shop, they do a shitty job. I know how to do it. I didn't want to do it at the time, so I decided to just let the shop do it, and it came back to me even worse than when I sent it. The valve covers snapped. This was leaking even more oil than it was before, and they did ghetto ass job of trying to cover up the broken valve cover that they did. Real quick, if you look, this motherfucker coated this entire section. You can see it. Coated this entire section with gasket maker, I want to say, and you can still see a crack right here on the valve cover. So he must have cracked the hell out of this thing here and thought by sealing it with this it'd be all better. I wouldn't even doubt if they never replaced the damn valve cover gasket like I wanted to, because you can see all the oil caked in this area. It's hitting the exhaust, so sometimes you smell burning oil, and it's just ridiculous. So if anything, this would more than likely be the next video I do on this truck, because I need this cleaned up and taken care of. On a quick side note, when you're doing this one right here, you are going to have to take this bracket off, because if you look at the angle you got to go in, where that bracket's going to be in the way. So just know that you have to take this bracket right here off, which is just that 10 millimeter. And to do this first one, as you can see, you're going to have to take this 10 millimeter ground off of the intake in order to get straight on with that tube. And I think this is going to get in the way, but to be safe, I would just take this off as well. Again, thank you for watching our video. Stay tuned to J-Tune. Peace.
Why so?
You gonna fix the car?